Do you recognize this song? Of course, it's Michael Buble's Haven't Met You Yet. Now, this style of accompaniment is so useful and can be used over so many different songs. I call it a punchy pop piano pattern. And in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. Let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to the Keys Coach YouTube channel. My name's Adam and thank you so much for clicking on this video. When you're watching this video, I'm actually going to be away on holiday. I've got a 2-week holiday in Vietnam planned and I can't wait. But I didn't want you to be without a piano lesson while I'm away, so I've pre-recorded a bunch of content for you to check out while I'm on my holidays, and this is one of the videos. So, in this video, I'm going to break down the punchy pop piano accompaniment, and it's super simple, but it's so versatile. Whenever I think about this accompaniment style, it's all about the right hand, just playing on every single beat. It's kind of relentless, just driving the groove. And then your left hand is kind of punctuating the right hand. Playing the root notes with a little bit of kind of syncopation. This groove can be used over so many different songs. I mean, some that spring to mind are obviously the one I've just mentioned, Michael Buble's Haven't Met You Yet. I mean, it can also be on songs like, there's hundreds of them, like Hold Me Close, Don't Let Me Go. Oh no, I can't get down there. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Sort of. I think that song's called Hold Me Close, but I don't know who it's by. But, that's an idea. And then it could also be things like, I could hide 'neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings, or whatever it is. I mean, it's just so many different songs. Anything with that kind of upbeat pop kind of style, it works really well. So I'm going to show you how you might use this style of accompaniment over a chord sequence. So I've just come up with a chord sequence that I'm going to use. The chord sequence is in the key of C. And it's going to go C. And then it's going to go to D7. A D7 is what we call a secondary dominant, okay? It's actually the dominant of the dominant, but we're not going to worry about any of that now. We're going to go to D7. Then we're going to go to chord 4, which is F in the key of C. And then we're going to go to that lovely chord we've looked at a lot on this channel, which is 4/5, yeah? So let me show you all of that. It goes C, then to D7, then to F, and then to F over G, chord 4/5 in the key of C, and then back to C. So what's the right hand going to play? Well, I'd always opt for 1 and 5 of the key. So if we're in the key of C, 1 and 5 of the key, I'm talking about the overall key, not of the chord we're on, is going to be C and G. 1 and 5 of the key of C is C and G. So we're just going to play that, and I'm probably going to use an octave, and I'm going to put the 5th in the middle. And you get that really powerful 5th sound. And when you're playing this in your right hand, it needs weight. It's like, it shouldn't be like, it's not that. That doesn't sound very good. It's got to be like, it's got to have real punch. Let's just add some bass notes underneath. So there's my voicing in the right hand. And in my left hand, I'm just going to play the root note, which is a C. Now the next chord is a D7. So I'm going to move my left hand up. Now, how can I get that voicing there in my right hand to D7 by only just moving like a note by a semitone maybe? Well, I can move that G down to an F sharp. And we've got kind of D7 mainly covered. We've got the root down there, we've got the 7th, we've got the 3rd, and we've got the 7th again. And don't forget, that is actually the key. Think of those notes, the C, as the key ringing through everything. So we've got C, and then we've got D7. Now our next chord's an F, and I'm just going to move this middle note down again. Do you see that? And what's really nice about this is it's using really good what we call voice leading, where every note is just kind of moving downwards by a semitone. C, D7 to F. And it just creates that kind of line in the middle of the music in your right hand. It kind of works really well. It kind of gives the ear something to latch onto. Now, we're going to go to F over G, which is chord 4/5 in the key of C, okay? And I'm going to play a G down here in my left hand. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the right hand the same. You can see that that pretty much is F over G. The only note we're missing out is the A, but it doesn't matter. You want to keep your right hand really lean when you're playing these kind of styles. You want it just to really just cover the essential elements of the chords. So there's our F over G. So we've got C, D7, F, and then F over G. I'm now going to have a go at playing that sequence with a backing track I've created. And rather than holding the chords down, I'm just going to do that punchy right hand. That driving sound. And in my left hand, I'm just going to hold the root notes. Let's give it a go. I'm actually going to add in a little bit to my right hand part just to kind of round off the phrase. So when I get to the 4 chord, I'm going to go. I'm just going to move those 2 notes down. So it's kind of like I'm going C over G to like a kind of G sus4. It just kind of rounds it off. Let me show you what that sounds like. See that? It just kind of rounds it off. So what's our left hand going to be doing? At the moment, we're just holding down notes, which kind of works. It sounds quite nice, but what we can do is we can use our left hand to kind of punctuate in the gaps of our right hand. Our right hand is playing completely on the beat, so we might want our left hand to play off the beat a little more. Let me show you. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. Do you see that? I'm playing in the gaps, so it goes. So on every chord, I'm playing my left hand on the first beat and on the and of 2. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 Do you see that? Let me try that with the track. See that? You really don't want this style to kind of be too light. It's got to really drive. For example, you don't want it to sound like... Doesn't quite have that same attack. It's just got to be like... Don't worry about it being messy. It's got to have that attack. It just makes it sound so much better. So how can we vary up this accompaniment a little bit? One of the things we can do is vary the right hand. So for instance, rather than starting there, maybe we start with the E, the third of the chord, and we go up to the G. So maybe I do something like this. Do you see that? And I push the last chord, which means it comes slightly earlier than it was before. We now don't have everything quite on the beat. The first 2 beats are on the beat, but then it's pushed. It goes 1, 2, 3, and. And then if we do the same thing on the D7, 1, 2, 3, and. And then maybe... something like that. You know, I'm just playing about. quite like that. That works quite well. Do you see all the way through it, you've got those octaves. You've got the C octaves. You've got the one of the key just kind of centering everything. We're in the key of C, big C octave. And then really, it's just this finger here, kind of, you know, in my right hand, and my left hand part that's moving, that's kind of changing the harmony all around that kind of anchor point, which is just the home note of the key, C. I'm going to have a go at playing that with the track. I like it. Yeah, I like that. Works quite well. Another way you can vary this up is to use octaves in your left hand. So rather than just the single notes, play octaves really low down. And you can hear down there on the piano, they've just got so much grit and kind of punch. That kind of sound where you can really kind of hear the string ringing. I mean, I'm using a VST here, but on a grand piano, that would just cut through. I'm going to have a go at playing that through, and I'm also going to use an extra note in my left hand. I'm going to go. Do you see I'm going to punctuate on the push as well? Let's give it a go. I'm also going to have a go at varying up my right hand as well. Let's give that a go the next time round. Here we go. See how just little extra melodies, extra little notes, extra little stabs here and there kind of just add a bit of texture and kind of make it sound different and gets it out of a loop. But the bare bones of it, it's the 4 chords in your right hand just stabbing away and then your left hand playing the bass line. That's essentially all it is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you found it useful. It would mean a huge amount to me if you could like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding the bell. And also drop a comment down below. Let me know what would you like me to teach you in the next video. I reply to all the comments, so do get in touch. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.